Hi friends, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create beautiful notepads. I'll show you how you can create the design on Planify Pro, print it out and then bind it together so you can get a notepad like this. And the pages are also removable, like you see here. And you can of course also sell this notepad here on Etsy or anywhere else. So if you're planning on selling physical items, notepads are a great item to add to your Etsy shop because they're very simple to create. All you need for the tutorial is some cardstock. This one's 1.4 millimeters. You will need some white plain paper to print out the design. Then you will need a small brush. If you don't have any brushes, you can also take a piece of paper. Then you will also need these kinds of clips. They look like this. Then for the glue, I recommend you to get a PVA glue. So for example, this one here is a kid's glue. I've seen some have also been using Modpodge, which you can get in the United States. So any glue that doesn't dry too hard will be just fine to create notepads. So first, let's jump onto Planify Pro to create the notepad design. I'll show you how you can download pre-made templates, how you can design your own, then also how you can print it out and then put it all together. This one's a very quick and easy tutorial. Now here I am on Planify Pro and I'll quickly show you how you can download any pre-made templates as well as how you can create your own. To search for any kind of templates, click on search for planners and then you want to type in here notes. So you will see a few notes pages show up which you can use to create any kind of notepad. You want to go here and then choose any design you like. So here for example is a cute one and then up here were a few others. What really looks nice on a notepad if the gap here is bigger so you can really show the pattern, but it also really depends on what kind of notepads you are creating. Now for this tutorial, I think I would like to use one from the Serenity collection. I hope it shows up. Yes, it's right this one here, Schedule to Do. So if you see any other designs you like to use, just simply open it up like this. Then it is already set to be on the A5 size. If you're creating the notepad in any other size, go to the sizing menu and then here you want to select the sizing. If you're creating it in the half letter size, you can click here, half letter, and then it will resize it for you. So you can go to Layout, Planner, and then here on the right side, you can check out the outer and inner padding. You see that the inner padding is bigger than the outer padding. So if I, for example, just show you the left side, you can see that the gap here is bigger than on the other side. How you would fix it is just simply copy the inner padding and paste it up here to the outer. And now both sides should be equally wide. You can also set the same padding for the top and then for the bottom. It really depends on how much of the pattern you want to show in your notepad. Then if you do like the design here, but you still would like to change the pattern, you can go to Pattern, Fix Color, either Fix or Custom Color, and you can choose any new pattern you like. We have hundreds of patterns to choose from, so simply choose something you like. You can also create notepads for Halloween, for fall. We also have more vintage design, so really check out all the patterns we have here available and simply click on them to show them. Now, if for some reason the pattern won't show, you might need to make sure that up here it is set to full and not set to any other kind of pattern styling. Okay, so really make sure it is set to full. Then besides changing the patterns, you can also further replace the widgets. So if you, for example, want to replace it with a grid widget, you can do that as well. Or here, if you want to replace it with a lined widget. Then up here, if you want to change the font, the H2 font, you can also choose a new font like this. Or if you, for example, would like to change the font color, you can click here on the color dot and then choose a new color for the font. So feel free to play around with it and create your own perfect notepad. So let's go back to opening my initial design I would like to print out. This one's in the A5 size. So to export it, you would then go to Save Export and then here I will select the very first option here because I will be printing it out on pre-cut paper. If you're printing out on A4 paper and then trimming it in half, then select A4, or if you're printing it on US letter size page, select that button. Then click to download PDF. Here is the design. You can click here on the icon to download this design to your computer, so I'll call it Sketchable Notepad like this. Save it to your computer. Now I have saved it here and I will quickly open it up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Now once you have it open in Acrobat Reader, you want to click on the print icon to print it out. So from here you can select to just print out the first page, because in this PDF there are 2 pages. You can select to print out both pages or just one page. And then for the copies, you can tell it to make you as many copies as you want. So the note page I will be making has in total 50 pages. Type in 50, but make sure you're just printing out the odd page or just one page in this PDF. The next custom scale set to 100. And then if you're printing it out on pre-cut A5 or half letter size paper, make sure that you also have selected in here the half letter size or A5 size. And then you want to click OK, and then you want to click on print. Now before we move on, let me quickly explain to you about borderless printing. Now most printers are not able to print to the edge of the paper, and they will leave a small white gap between the sides and the design. As you see here, one design has a white gap on the edge and the other one doesn't. My printer, for example, is able to print to the edge of the paper. It is also called borderless printing. So on your end, if you're printing it out on pre-cut A5 or half letter size paper, you want to check if your printer actually is able to print borderless like you see here. One thing to note, on my end, I wasn't able to print out borderless in Acrobat Reader. However, I was able to print it out borderless on a different program called Preview. So if you're on an Apple device, you might be familiar with the program Preview. It's just a PDF preview program, which is the default program for Mac to open up PDF files. And in here, when I go to print, I am actually able to select the A5 borderless sizing. So here you see I have just A5, which will leave a white gap, and then I have the A5 borderless like this, which will remove the gap and which will print to the edge. Alright, I have now printed out all the pages. They look beautiful, 15 total. Have your back cover ready, some clips, the glue, and then as well as a brush, and I'll now show you how you can put it all together. First, what you want to do is you want to take your pages, then put the back cover behind it like this, and then you want to take a piece of paper, put it here onto the sides, and you want to take your clip and then clip it in place so the pages don't move. Also repeat it on the other side. Take your clip like this, and then next you want to take your next clip, put it on top here into the middle, and then maybe take another clip, add it here. So what you want to do is you want to just make sure that there are no gaps between the back cover and the pages itself. So it should look something like this. Then you want to take some glue, take your brush, and then glue here the sides together, just like this. I hope you can see it. So work section by section. So once this section is done, you want to take the pin, put it here where it just glued the section, and then you want to work section by section. So here now I'm doing the next section. Also, you don't need to take that much amount of glue. Just have a thin layer. Make sure that you're covering all the pages, included the back cover, the cardstock behind. And you see, once I have spread the glue, I'm just moving the clips like this. and then working section by section. Okay, so this one's done. Then let me move this one here. I'll fast forward at this step. And as I mentioned, if you don't have any brushes, you can also take a piece of paper. Like in the beginning, I used to take just a piece of paper like this. And then you can also dip it into the glue, and then you can also use the paper to spread the glue like this. However, using a brush is much, much easier. Once you're done, all you want to do is just put it onto the sides, wait 10 minutes until the glue has dried, and your notepad is ready. 10 minutes have passed. Let's remove the clips and let's see if all looks fine. And the final test, what I like to do is hold it like this and then see if there are any loose papers, which there aren't. Okay, perfect. So this is how it looks like. Let's do some testing. Let me pull out the first page. And they just pull out beautifully. Now, before I end the tutorial, I also wanted to show you that here I have a horizontal version with a weekly planner. So from Monday to Sunday, you can definitely also create something like this. There are many different kinds of designs, patterns, and stickers you can play around with on Planify Pro. Easiest way, as mentioned, is to print it out on pre-cut A5 paper, so you can in the end just glue them all together. If you have any questions, feel free to always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!